And good Saturday morning to you all. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios. We're also broadcasting out to Twitch, YouTube. Well, we were going to had to do a restart, so we're going to have to upload the video to YouTube. The YouTube didn't connect for some reason, but we're broadcasting to Twitch, X Live, both Facebooks and locals, and here on Rumble. So that's six places we're broadcasting at here this morning for Let's Talk Football, USFL football, that is. As far as that goes, we have the second or the sixth week of the football. Okay, we're on the Twitch. I can get rid of that. We're not on the YouTube, but we're on, we should be on the Rumble. We're on Twitch, I see. We're on Rumble. As far as that goes, okay, and then we are on Twitch. Broadcast is excellent. So, been using the Rumble Studio web-based platform app. No, it's not an. Well, there is an app. I have an app on the phone there and stuff, but it's working quite well. It's a little touch. I had a problem with the Facebook. I forgot it's a manual input and all that. So it's all part of the learning curve, and I'm getting down to it. I tried to I started and I saw that the title was wrong and I was going to change it. I said, no, let's shut it down. Restarted, and then the YouTube didn't connect right away. So I backed out, tried to reconnect, and it's probably because I connected it too many times and stuff. But we're on 6 platforms. Rumble Studios has capability to go into 7 platforms, and it's all for free. Thank you, Rumble. I toast my coffee cup to y'all. But I'm over there on X at Fireman Rich. I'm also at Fireman Rich on Truth Social, Blue Skies, Instagram Threads. I post over there along with was it Gitter and Gab platforms, and I'm also on the public Facebook. We're broadcasting on the public Facebook. That's the main thing. We're on Facebook, both the public and private. So hello to everybody there. And let me get rid of these tabs here. I don't need these tabs anymore up here. So let's get rid of them. And we're off and running here as far as that goes. But we're in the 6th week of the USFL. And I'm pretty excited. We're halfway through the season. We've had a lot of great football as far as that goes, and I'm really stoked as far as been watching the football, and it's been really good as far as that goes. And I just can't say enough about it. It's a great season so far. We've had some great action going, and as far as that, and I'm just enjoying it. I haven't heard too many other people talk too much about it. You know, they're more wrapped up in the the NFL draft, which is, I guess, is petering out because I haven't really heard that much. And also you have the NBA playoffs, the Stanley Cup going on. There's baseball going on. So there's a lot of sports going on as far as that goes. And but the football, I'm a big football fan as far as that goes. And I keep on saying that as far as that goes. That's just like saying at the end of the day, if you say that at the end of the day so many times, it's like, what? Yeah. There's a saying, if you say a statement over and over, it's just like it's a Freudian slip of some sort. So I'm catching that. But that's all part of the broadcasting year experience, and I like it. I'm enjoying doing Let's Talk Football before the start of each week of UFL football. This is sort of, I got the idea, and I thought I'd have some co-hosts or two, but they're evidently busy and stuff, which is fine. That's cool. There's an open door invite for them, and as far as that goes, there it is again. They catch that's like the of public speaking. So, and that's one of the great things about doing online live streaming. It's great for public speaking experience. But the co-host, we don't have a co-host. We don't really need a co-host. I can do the song and dance act here for about an hour. We're going to be here for about 45 minutes to an hour or stuff like that. Usually it starts at about 8 o'clock, 8:30. As you can see, I got a haircut this morning. The missus gave me a haircut. So I'm slim and trim as far as the haircut goes. And so this was Let's Talk Football, USFL football. When we were doing, there's an individual, Tony D, my brother veteran, good friend, and fellow broadcaster here on all these fine social networks, because he's the one who got me into broadcasting to the multiple sites. And I was a little hesitant, but we have a platform that does that very successfully now after using it here for over a month now. And that's Rumble Studios, which is right over here, I believe. Yeah, it's up there. When Tony D, he's had 2 seasons where he's had his program, his broadcast, Bell Kings Fantasy Football, during the NFL season, and I've been a guest on the panel for his last 2 seasons, and we had great fun. And I thought, with the fact of the 2 spring football leagues merging together, the XFL and USFL, why not have a program like this to go over the football? Because I like talking football, and it's nothing you all don't already know, but it gives me my perspective, and it's something I'm very interested in. I think if you're very interested in it, as far, let's see, I gotta check something here. Okay. So it just so I've been enjoying doing this on a Saturday morning, where Tony D's broadcast, Bell Kings Fantasy Football, was on a Sunday morning about this time. So for USFL, there's games on Saturday and there's games on Sunday. There's 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow. Last week there was no games on Saturday. I think they had all 4 games on a Sunday or something, one of the weeks there. And I have an updated tally of I picked the winners, or who I'm picking for the week at the end of the broadcast here, and I have a grand total after 5 weeks. I'm not doing too bad, so we'll go over that there as such. And let's see, what do I want to do here? I got to get this out of here. I'm just clearing out the queue on my phone here. Okay, there we go. So let's see how I want to do this. Let's see what's on. Let me bring up my. So let's talk about last week. Let me go ahead and bring up the. Let's see. I turn this off first because it blocks me as far as when I do the present. We'll go ahead and present and share and go to the present, and there we go. There's last week's results, and for week 5, and we had some good football going on there, And let's see, we have bring up my notes here. Last week we had the San Antonio Brahmas beating on the Arlington Renegades. So Renegades are 0-5. And we're going to go over some stats. And this is the thing that's amazed me last week as far as this week. They have some individual stats and some team stats that then they've had some close games. They're last year's, I think they're the XFL, I believe, or something. They've been champions in one of the spring league. There's two spring XFL, USFL. Now they're conferences, and I don't know. I figured they'd at least win one or two games, and that was the first Saturday game. And then the second one, the Stallions, Birmingham, they're undefeated. They're the champs. They've been champs for the last 2 years, and they're continuing. They're marching towards the first UFL championship game there in June, I believe. Yeah, June is the playoffs and the championship. And the Roughnecks, they're 1-4. Their one win is against the Renegades there from the week before. Then Sunday, the St. Louis Battlehawks. Now that's the team you can see in my picture. That's the Battlehawks home field in St. Louis. St. Louis Rams used to play there, and now the St. Louis Battlehawks, and they can the house key. Every game is rocking there. They've surpassed their previous attendance record to like 40,000 now, and the fans just love this team. I like the team too. They had no problem defeating the DC Defenders 45-12, so that puts the Battlehawks 4-1. In their division, and DC Defenders are 2-3. And then the last game for Sunday was the Michigan Panthers, who I like. Okay, I mean they're my second favorite team, I think, because of the kicker there, Jake Bates. He just took everybody's. He has a lot of attention, I think, from the NFL, and you might see him in the NFL next year. First week he kicked a 65-yard field goal to win the game, and it's like, wow, he's never kicked a field goal since high school. He's been a punter and a place kicker and stuff like that on the special teams, but his first field goal, 65, and he kicks it with no problem. He probably could have gone back to 70 feet the way that cleared the upright. But the Panthers, they won against the Nashville Showboats and down there in Tennessee, and then the Michigan Panthers are 3-2, and the Showboats are 1-4. So that's how we set up as far as the last week's gameplay and stuff. So a lot of good, like I said, a lot of good football. Let's see, the microphone's good. We get good sound. Let's see. Yep, I get the green box around my camera box. But this is the Battlehawks field as far as that goes, and they just rock. I mean, it's worth watching just to get and it gets loud in there too. Let's see, this week's games that are on the schedule. Bring it up here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Bring this back up. As far as our whiteboard, as I call it, we have for week 6. We have today at 12 o'clock on ABC. You got the Birmingham Stallions going to be there in Nashville against or Memphis, I should say. Did I say Nashville? The Memphis Showboats. I'm sorry. Memphis Showboats. Get it together, Rich. The Memphis Showboats with being the home team there in Memphis, Tennessee. And that's, like I said, 12 o'clock at ABC. That's in a couple hours here. And then the second game will be at 3 on Fox. Will be Houston Renegades against my St. Louis Battlehawks. I'll be definitely watching that game. And that's in St. Louis. So this is what the stadium's going to look like. I guarantee it. The fans just come out for this team. So that's the late afternoon game. And then tomorrow, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Oh, also, today is May 4th. So may the force be with you. The 4th be with you. I guess it's that day. I just thinking of that now. Tomorrow will be Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, at 1 o'clock on Fox. You have the Arlington Renegades against the Michigan Panthers. I will probably be watching that game. And then the second game will be the San Antonio Brahmas against the DC Defenders at 4:00. I might watch a little bit of that game. I've been watching the first week. I watched every game, beginning to end, every single game. The disappointment was the Michigan or the Roughnecks. They were just the first 2 weeks they were just stumbling all over themselves. And I've sort of geared back to where I definitely watch a good portion that whenever the Battlehawks are playing. But I do watch a good cross section of the UFL football play. And for those folks that are watching from Europe and over Asia, it's throw football, okay, not the kick football. Kick football is what we call soccer here in the United States. Those are the scheduled games. Now, at the end of 6 or 5 weeks, going into the 6th week, we have the standings, and they're pretty interesting because let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the Renegades, they were the champs the last 2 years in the XFL. Stallions, or no, they were the winners last year in the XFL. That's the conference they're in. For USFL conference, you have, of course, the Birmingham Stallions. They're 5-0. They're playing excellent football. You can't get it. I mean, they'd be right there in an NFL, any NFL division. They'd probably be right there. Then right behind them is the Michigan Panthers at 3-2, and the Memphis Showboats and Arlington Roughnecks, the Houston Roughnecks are finishing up the second half at 1-4. In the XFL conference, Battlehawks are number 1 at 4-1, and the Brahmas, they're a good team, good defensive team. The Brahmas, coached by Bum Phillips there, and they're a team you got to watch out for. So it's just them and the Battlehawks are up there at the top. And then you have the DC Defenders coming at 2-1, which they're playing good ball. I would say they're playing really good ball. I'm enjoying their gameplay. Excuse me. And then finishing up at 0-5, the Arlington Renegades, which, like I said, they have a great quarterback. He's top notch as far as the standings go for individual play. But they can't. They're not just. I think the main thing, they're not gelling as a team, as far as that goes. So there we have that, and let's see. We can go into the player stats here next. Let's see if we bring that up. Excuse me. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because this is after. The first stat that I'm going to be bringing up here is the individual stats, and this is on the passing, rushing, receiving, defense, special teams, and all that off of the USFL page. The USFL.com page is, man, go there. It's a wealth of information, as you'll see when I bring this up on the present here. Let me get this here. Let's see, go there, and this is the players, and you can see, and bring it up here, that first stat there, as far, and let me go ahead and get my camera out so you can see all the whole page here. You can see right there, Luis Perez. His team is 0-5, but he is a top quarterback in his gameplay. He has an average of 230 on yards per game, and he has a good percentage overall. And the next one is AJ McCarron from the St. Louis Battlehawks, and he was number 1 at the beginning of the season, so he's right at the top there. And then DC Defenders, Jordan Tomei, he's pretty good. Reed Sinnott, I don't know, he's up there at the top, but the Renegades are not all that great of a team as a player. Michigan Panthers, E.J. Perry, really good quarterback. And then coming in number 6, they're 5-0, and you have Adrian Martinez, another good quarterback. He's right at the top. And then Birmingham has 2 quarterbacks. They play 2 quarterbacks on their games, and you can see also that the San Antonio Brahmas, they have 2 quarterbacks that are good players and stuff like that. Now, rushing, you have the number 6 quarterback from Birmingham. Is that right? Yeah. See, he's number 6 there, but when you go to rushing, he's number 1 for rushing in the whole league in USFL. The quarterback, he's and maybe that's one of the reasons why he's not good in the passing, but in the rushing, he's getting it done there as far as averaging 60 yards a game. So that's a lot of scrambling for a quarterback. And then behind Adrian Martinez is Wes Hill, another good scrambler, as well as Jacob Sellers of St. Louis. And you can see down below they have for Birmingham down here, you have Ricky Persons and CJ Marble. And it from analytics standpoint, it's just interesting on these stats. And then there's number 10, the second St. Louis Battlehawks quarterback is number 10. So you can see there's 3 teams that utilize 2 quarterbacks. There's been some injuries. I can't remember what team it was that they had an injury. But I think they're back now. So it could have been Birmingham as far as that goes. So we go into receiving. Our receivers for each team, you can see. Let's see, will my camera come up? No, let's keep the camera down. St. Louis Battlehawks up to number 1, of course. They're playing good ball. Same thing with the Michigan Panthers, San Antonio, Birmingham, and then right in the middle, Arlington is right there in the middle with 2 of their running backs. And they do have it. They can move the ball. So, with the top average being over here at 68 yards, 69 yards a game compared to 43. So that's the range we're looking at. So those are the top rushers. Now, top team defense, as I said, defenders, individually wise, this is individual players. You can see the top 2, like I said, the San Antonio Brahmas, they have a Horatius. Did I say that right? Horatius. I mean, a very good, and they even have somebody down here, number 5, as far as individual defenders. And then the DC defenders, they're pretty good. And you have the individuals here. Even the Renegades, look at that. They have 2, and St. Louis Battlehawks only have 1. So tackles 40 is the top compared to 29 for the bottom. Special teams, it's special teams, I guess. I'm not really too much. I guess I'm not really that enthused with the special teams, and so it's just. But you can see the one guy I am enthused about is this guy right here, Jake Bates of Michigan Panthers. His place kicker. You can see his longest is 64. Nobody even comes close. The next closest is 58 by Matthew McCrane here at 58. But he popped a 64, and that got a lot of people's attention. Hey, Tony D, salute to you, sir. Glad to have you here. Good morning. Checking in. Oh, he checked in. Oh, he checking in from the Crackle Barrel. So you must have Jason. Salute to you. Okay, I'm just seeing your chats here from Rumble. I guess I'm just droning on my explanations. I caught your comment here on Twitch. So glad to have you. I hope you're. What are you having at Crackle Barrel? What are you eating? Crackle Barrel? Are you having the breakfast? That's good. I haven't had breakfast actually. You can hear my stomach growling. and as far as that goes. And but we're here. Let me bring up the camera here and the thing here. And just to let you know, I'm on the Rumble. I had a little burp starting the Rumble. Now Tony D, for those folks that are watching the replay, Tony D is using the Rumble Studios also. And I had a little problem, but it's all part of my setting it up and all that. The Rumble works outstandingly. I tried reconnecting to YouTube, wasn't connecting. It all started with the title was all off, so that threw me off a little bit. And then I forgot to manually start my public Facebook, so I backed it all out and then I started again. And so that's part of the learning curve. But the Rumble's working great. For some reason, the YouTube didn't want to connect. It's probably because I was back in and out. But for all intents and purposes, we're at 6 platforms out of 7, and I'll just upload the video or export it from Twitch and stuff like that. So so it's working quite well, Tony. Just to give you some feedback. Are you going to be on later? I know we talked about being on last night. I fell asleep at the couch here where we got done watching Discovery last night. Tony sends me a DM, and like normal, if I go out in the living room, I lay on the couch, I'm out like a light. And it wasn't until a couple hours later that I saw his DM. So, but I'll be available. I'll make sure I have my phone for your DM or something. If you come on, I know you have Jason because I saw the replay of your broadcast last night. As far as you were broadcasting to several platforms there using the Rumble, and Tony D does a lot of music on his broadcast. So glad to have you, Tony. And I hope you're enjoying your breakfast along with your son there, Jason. Let's see. Back to the special teams. Like I said, Jake Bates. He's a guy that I am a big Jake Bates fan. He's a good kicker. I can't say that about any kicker that I can think of that I've liked right out of the gate and stuff. And Jake is that. Scoring wise, the number one scorer for the individual teams is Ricky Parsons Jr. of the Birmingham Stallions, and he's got 5 TDs, and next 2 have 4, 3. So that's averaging 1 touchdown a game, which is probably pretty decent. And all-purpose, just to bring that up, I'm not sure what all-purpose is as far as you got receiving, kicking, returns. Oh, these are the special all-purpose. They can receive, and they can also do kick returns and punt returns. So St. Louis's Darius Shepard, he's number 1 in that as far as he has 181 yards average per game. The next one's 128. That's pretty decent. He does. He's up there in the stats. So then you got DC Defenders. Arlington is up there, and the like. So let's see. Let's go ahead and bring up. Well, we can go to it right from here. Can we? Yeah. No, stats, and we go to teams. Let's go to teams. Okay, this is total offense as far as for the teams against total offense. And number 1, of course, would be Burlington Stallions. They're 5-0, so they have their total offense production is 165 yards, over 1,000 yards passing in 5 games now from their receivers. And then right behind that, the St. Louis Battlehawks, the next team that is right behind the Stallions. And then San Antonio, they're right up there. They're right behind the St. Louis Battlehawks in their conference. It's not divisions, it's conference. The NFL, I think they're divisions. And the conference, AFL, NFC, AFC, and then they got divisions under that. So, and then number 4, here's another one of their number 4 in total offense, but they're 0-5. And Michigan's right there in the middle. Houston Roughnecks at 1-4. They're right there in number 6. DC Defenders, and then Memphis Showboats. Overall in passing, here's another stat. Number 1 in passing for the team, Arlington Renegades, but they're 0-5. It's the second week. They haven't won a game yet. They should be, with their stats, they should have at least one win. But again, several of their games have been close calls right to the last minute. Then right after that, right at the top is Birmingham Stallions, and then San Antonio Brahmas are right after that, and St. Louis Battlehawks. So those are the top 3 teams right now with the best records. And then everybody else just falls in behind them for offense. And then rushing, again, Birmingham, and that's primarily because of their quarterback. He's number 1 individually wise. So with that, along with the other players, why went the team? Then Memphis, Michigan, and then St. Louis is right at the top in the top 3, and then right behind that, St. Louis. So those are your top ones. And here's another stat: Arlington Renegades are number 6 behind these 2 teams. That the stats, first downs, pretty much. Another surprise. I'm just going to highlight this because this is the one stat that's really boggling me. They're 0-5, but they're right up there in the stats overall. But the top 3, Birmingham, Battlehawks, and they're all in the top, with the other ones falling. And conversions, there's a lot of. I think they've done more third down conversions in the UFL than they do in the NFL. And I think it's primarily the fact that they don't kick a field goal. When they get a touchdown, they either go for the 1 point. I think it's at the 5. They have various yardage. 1 point is at a certain yard, and I think the 2 point is at the 5 yard, and then 3 points is at the 10 yard mark or something like that. So they have a chance of getting either 1 point, 2 point. For the average, they usually go for 3 points. But the conversions, coming back to third down conversions. Again, Birmingham is number 1 on that. Again, Arlington's right up there at the top. Mama's breakfast, Tony says they're having. That's at Tony. It's been a long time since we've been to. Me and the missus have been to a Crackle Barrel, and there's one up in Binghamton, and there's one out in Elmira. Either where, we have too many good diners. We got the one diner we go for breakfast is the River Rock here in Owego, New York. It's a great place. No affiliation to. They've just put out a good basic breakfast. So you can see the rest of the conversions. St. Louis are right there in the middle. So it's not really, but this Arlington, I don't know. Penalty wise, and this is gonna right at the top. Bum Phillips's San Antonio Brahmas. They do get a lot of penalties. The games I've watched them, they're number 1 in the penalties. Arlington Renegades are number 1, and that could be a detractor for them why they're there. And then Birmingham, Houston, and down. And then scoring wise, the top 3 teams. Birmingham's not number 1, but they're number 2. They're right up there at the top. Those are the top 3 dogs right there, as far as that goes. And then again, everybody falls behind. And what's this Pats? USFL Pats. I have no idea what this is. Games played, and I'm not sure what this is. So let's go to defenses. Defenses, number 1 is DC Defenders. They have a good defense, and again, San Antonio Brahmas. They're. I'm really surprised at DC. The games I've watched with DC, yeah, they got a good defense, but the Brahmas are just all over you. And then St. Louis Battlehawks are pretty decent. Houston Roughnecks, they've turned it in. But you can see the defense. I think this is a major factor right here why they are 0-5 is their defense overall. Total defense, you can see total defense, St. Louis is at the top on this stat. And then team for passing, again, St. Louis number 1. Houston Renegade Roughnecks are up there. But again, You look at St. Louis, San Antonio, Birmingham, they're always up in the top 3 as far as that goes. Going to try and be, got some things to do with my son, but I plan on, okay, yeah, we can, even we just come up, do a general discussion, a follow-up on how we like Rumble Studios and stuff like that, and some other things, as far as you haven't been up, and I know you've been busy, Tony, so I would love to have a conversation with you as far as that goes, because I got an idea for you to float your way. As far as I'll make sure I keep my phone near me and the volume on, so when you DM me, I hear it and I don't hear it 2 hours later. Let's see, rushing. Again, Birmingham Stallions. That's because of their quarterback. He's all over the place. And then you have Michigan Panthers. They're up there, but the next 2 are the other top 2 teams in the league. Total first downs for Team Birmingham, then Houston, St. Louis. Again, very good stats there. Conversions, third down conversions. You have San Antonio Brahmas. They've had some really good. This is a good stat because I can see the third down conversions on all the game plays that I've seen so far. They're not just going. They can be in their territory on their side of the 50-yard line. And they could have like 3 or 4 yards, and they'll go for it because they have the confidence. That's the difference between the USFL and the NFL. They're using analytics. And I don't think they're using they got a gut feeling that they can make it. They're going to make it, depending on the one unique thing for the UFL play that I have to mention is each coach has a super challenge. They can challenge no matter what, any play, and that's pretty significant. And I've seen it a couple times when they have converted, and the coach will throw up the red flag to challenge it. And this is the third down conversions. This is where I've seen most of the red flags go. The super challenge, and you can't challenge. Can you challenge? Well, there's certain things you can't challenge. I mean. Certain plays, but the UFL, they have a super challenge, and I think it works the same way. I don't know if they only get one super challenge or they keep their super challenge. I have to bring up the rules next week there as far as if I remember. Let's see, our scoring again: Birmingham number 1, and the San Antonio Brahmas number 2. Michigan's up there, and St. Louis, my St. Louis Battlehawks. And again, Arlington is right up there at the top. It just bewilders me as far as that goes on their team and stuff like that. So let's see. We're going to have 5 things to watch for. This is a pretty interesting article that's up every week that I like to go over as far as watching the gameplay. Let's see, do I have it up on here on the Surface 3? It's team. Yeah, I got it here, so I can read this. I presented this one article from Fox, and it gives you the overall take of what to look for in the gameplay. And as far as that goes, there's as far as that goes. Let me bring it up here. How's that look in the present? Oh, okay, that's not looking too fair. 5 things to watch for, and that you can see in the highlight they got Michigan Panthers. So maybe Michigan Panthers for the first time this season. Adrian Martinez looks like he will put back-to-back starts as the undefeated Birmingham Stallions. They play with 2 quarterbacks now, and he's the one that has more rushing than anybody in the league. As they hit the road to take on the Memphis Showboats, Martinez has been part of a 2-quarterback approach for the Stallions, sharing time with Matt Corral, who's a good quarterback in his own right. However, Birmingham offense has been more explosive with Martinez. That's because he's running all over the place. That's my opinion. When you look at the stats, under the center, averaging 32 points, 32.5 points. There's some high-scoring games. Martinez led the league in rushing with 302 yards, and we already went over that. And let's see. But the St. Louis Battlehawks, they host the Houston Roughnecks, and Sundays on some Saturdays doubleheader. And Fox is featuring the winless Arlington Renegades against the Michigan Panthers. So the first thing we need to look at is to make a case for the UFL Player of the Year. Michigan safety Kia Nachua, the older brother of Los Angeles Rams receiver Puka. I know I'm butchering the name. Nuccia has been a clutch player for the Panthers this season, filling up his stat sheet and staking a claim for this year's honors. So that's one thing to watch for as far as his play. And we have a picture of him. Let's go ahead and play that. Let's see. We'll bring that up here. Let's see. No, I'm going to go down here. Here we go. Back-to-back weeks for leading league interceptions from this is
injury slowed him down junior and senior years. Sent it, picked off. Kai Nakua, give me that.
Nakua.
Defense has some of those run and shoot principles, and that's part of it. Look out! There's your bomb into the end zone. It is intercepted. Kai Nakua.
I think he's pushing up the box just a bit and allowed them to get through.
Speaks got through. Williams somehow slips away, buying time, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kai Nakua, his third interception of the year.
So Nakua, he could very well. Let's see, number 2, you have safety DJ Swearinger, released by the Defenders. Oh, I didn't know that. The 8-year NFL veteran defensive back was released by the Defenders this week. He's 32, confirmed the move on social media, saying he was told his former team wanted to get a look at a younger player. Swearinger totaled 21 combined tackles and started all 5 games for the Defenders. He played for 6 different teams in the NFL, totaling 425 combined tackles, 14 interceptions. Let's go ahead and play this one here. Let's bring this up here.
Out on the outside.
Oh, a fumble. Trying the exchange, and it's scooped up by DJ Swearinger. DC taking advantage of the miscue from Corral, and Birmingham coughs it up on 3rd and goal from the 2.
Tony D, yeah, I know. We got to talk now. Yeah, we need to talk. Yeah, definitely. We need to have a conference there, a roundtable, you and me, my friend. We need to do some things here. And I got one thing in particular there as far as that goes. So let's see. This is DJ Swearinger with a fumble recovery. So he's
on the outside.
Oh, a fumble. Trying the exchange, and it's scooped up by DJ Swearinger.
He's a good defender. He's just they're looking at somebody younger.
Taking advantage of the miscue from Corral.
And that's against the Birmingham
coughs it up on 3rd and
Stallions.
goal from the 2.
So the Stallions also released punter Kobe Wademan, who had been dealing with an ankle injury. Birmingham will be sticking with punter Drew Chrisman. The Brahmas signed Arizona and Washington State product Jaden Delore after the quarterback went undrafted this year's draft. The Brahmas released Tom Flacco, the brother of NFL quarterback Joe Flacco. So there's a lot of cross running back. What do we got here? Running back CJ Marble, personal reasons, is expected to be activated for the Stallions in Week 6, while St. Louis's receiver Darius Shepard will miss the second straight week. Let's see. Number 3 thing out of 5 things to watch for, A.J. McCarron is a gunslinger for the Battlehawks, and he is a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback. This is the number 3 things. The third thing to watch for out of 5. While Arlington Lewis Perez leads the NFL with 1,151 pass yards, McCarron has been most effective passer, and he has. He tops in competition percentage. He's right up there at the top on all the stats as I showed you. Since losing the Panthers in last year's opener, the Battlehawks have reeled off 4 wins in a row, beating teams on an average of 14.5 points. And here's a little something about that shows you the McCarron was eclipsed at 1,000 yards on the season, as far as that goes. So that's not a video. That's just so he is a good quarterback. He's a damn good quarterback. Number 4, The Rock celebrates his 52nd birthday. Of course, Dwayne Johnson, he is one of the co-owners of the UFL. Co-owners celebrating his 52nd birthday on this past Thursday. So happy belated birthday to The Rock. Johnson and the UFL are in a jubilant mood as the league reaches the midpoint of the season. According to TV numbers, the spring league appears to be heading in the right direction. Fox has averaged 946,000 viewers through the first 5 games of the season, up 29% from the same point in the USFL last season, which was at 700. So the viewership, there's people in the viewership that are really enthused. And there's The Rock right there. Happy birthday, Rock. And thank you for forming the USFL. I mean, that's okay. So the number 5 thing to watch for, the stat of the week, Arlington inability to stop the run is one of the main reasons it has struggled this year. So right there, their defense is just they were at the bottom of the barrel. The Renegades allowed 175 rushing yards in the loss of Baramas last week, and they allowed the league's worst 123.6 rushing yards. So those are the 5 things that you need to look at as far as for the gameplay, and so it just. So let's see. Let's go ahead and click this back on here. There we go. And let's see here. We got no. I need that still off. We're going to be presenting. Let's see. We got. Let's see. We're at 49. Okay, we're going to be hitting. It'll be an hour show. We're going to be doing my week 6 picks, as far as that goes, and as far as to finish up, who I'm. And one is, and let's see, let's go ahead and present this. Present my whiteboard, as I call it. I used the whiteboard when I was on, it's just something I developed using the Microsoft Word. It brings it up in the present, makes a nice little whiteboard as far as that goes. And I think it works out quite well. It's I use this during Tony D's Belt Kings Fantasy Football. And I think it's pretty good, pretty neat. But so far, this being week 6, after 5 weeks, let's see, first week I was 3-1. The second week was really bad for me. I was 1-3. Week 3, I was 3-1. And then week 4 was 2-2. I was 50%. So, and then week 5, 3-1. Those 3-1 games, the third week and 5th week, I could have been 4-0, but those two, I just remember those 2 weeks, they were close. So overall, I'm 12-8, which is a 60% win with a 40% loss on that side as far as the win-loss. And I was getting ready to say as far as that goes. I'm just laughing. So these are the picks, and let me bring. Oh, let's see. I got to do it this way. I'm clicking the screen there. I got to do it this way. I got to bring this down. As far as who I'm going to pick, who I'm going to highlight and pick. So the first game is between the Birmingham Stallions and the Memphis Showboats. I think if the Memphis Showboats win, you know what? This is going to be my upset game. And I know our good friend Tony D, who, if you're still listening, Tony, I know you're the Birmingham Stallion fan. They could go 6-0, but I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be my upset. Upset game. We'll just put UG there. That's my upset game. Okay, we're going to go with that. This is the upset game that I'm going to be going with, folks. Let's see. Let me put this in here. On the spot picking. There we go. Upset game right there. That means I'm going to have to watch it. I'll plan on watching it. I'll keep tabs. I keep tabs of the games on the box scores. Our second game, the Houston Roughnecks, St. Louis Battlehawks. They're at home. Of course, I'm going to take the Battlehawks. That's my favorite team. So I'm taking the first two games home. Can't say enough about the St. Louis Battlehawks. They should have won last year, but they got knocked out of the playoffs. I think it was by the Arlington Renegades, maybe. I think, pretty sure, something like that. But I'm going to pick St. Louis Battlehawks. They're a great team. They're fun to watch, and I mean, them and Birmingham are definitely the cream. And you can throw the Brahmas in there. Brahmas, the San Antonio. But the Birmingham and St. Louis are probably the top two teams in the UFL right now. And I think with just them being at the beginning or the top of their division. Arlington Renegades against Michigan Panthers. I can't see that they could. If they turn it around, they turn it around. But they're in Michigan, and I think Michigan's going to win this game. So I'm going to pick Michigan. It looks like I'm picking all the home teams as far as that goes. And Michigan, I do like Michigan. I like the St. Louis Battlehawks, but my second favorite team after watching this year's. I didn't really care for them last year when they were in the spring league and such. So. And let's see. They were in. I'll do that later. I'll do that after this. Okay, our last game is the San Antonio Brahmas against the DC Defenders. I like the defense of the San Antonio, even though DC Defenders, they have a pretty decent defense. But San Antonio, that'll be my one team that I pick that's visiting that will that's a visiting team that'll beat the home team and such. So those are my picks, and we'll see what happens. I think if at the very least, I think I might go 2-2, maybe 3-1, or else Birmingham could win, Houston could win, Arlington could win, and the DC Defenders. I mean, that first game, Birmingham Stallions, the sure bet would be the Birmingham Stallions, but I always like placing an upset game, even when I was picking the NFL games, because I would do the last two NFL seasons. I do my picks, and this last NFL season on Tony D's broadcast, Bell Kings Fantasy Football, we would do the picks, and I forgot. I think was it Tony that won overall on the picks? I'm gonna have to dig that stat up, but it's fun picking. It gets you a little bit more involved in watching the football games, and you're vested in a little, even a small little bit. You're vested when you start picking which team is going to win. So there's our picks, and I'm going to stick to them, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. Is there anything on? No, I like I said, to follow the USFL, on the web, Fox Sports, and then the UFL.com are two great things. There is a UFL category on ESPN. I'm looking at it right now, and their headlines is 2024 UFL Week 6 picks, game picks. Hey, Captain Rehab, how you doing? I apologize yesterday. When I was playing the belt or the PUBG Battlegrounds PC, I think it was a couple minutes after you stopped in to say hi, and I was too focused. I'm more focused on the comments as I am. Glad to have you. Are you watching any of the UFL, United Football League? I know you watch NFL as far as that goes. So I'm just wondering if you follow, you're watching any of the UFL. Because we're at the end of the broadcast here. This is about an hour broadcast. Just going over some things here. Just kidding. Oh, I don't mind it. That's your forte. Uncle, you call everybody uncle, something like that. I like it when was it on yesterday's Friday morning coffee broadcast we had yesterday morning. Tina calling you cousin. I like that. Let's see our week. Let's see what real quick. Let's see what ESPN says about week 6 picks. Oh, not too much. Okay, so you're not watching. Okay. I mean, if you want to watch some football, there's some good games going on right now. Let's see. On the ESPN, let's see. Week 6 game picks. What do they pick? Let me see what they have. Oh, that's just a lot of verbiage. I'm not going to understand that. So they've got a section on picking, and then they have the odds. The Battlehawk Stallions are double. Oh, this will be interesting. Let's see what this is. 2024 Week 6 odds. Battlehawks and Stallions are in our double-digit figures. I've been watching NASCAR turn left. Oh, okay, yeah. I've been watching some NASCAR too. There's some. I don't know what the race was a couple weeks ago, but what race? They've been having some hellacious crashes, my man. Oh my God. Let's see. Birmingham Stallions are 12-point favorite. St. Louis is 11.5 favorite. Michigan Panthers are a 3.5 favorite over the Arlington, and then DC Defenders Barometers are 1 point favorite over the DC. That's probably because of their two defense. Oh yeah, there's some. But the NASCAR is pretty interesting there. I've been watching. Usually in NASCAR, the only race I religiously watch every year is Daytona. But this year, I think Fox coverage has been very good on covering the NASCAR. That I'll see it, and I'll have a TV, just like baseball. If the Mets are playing, I'll have the Mets on. Then I may not watch it, but the TV stays on. That's the same thing with NASCAR now because the racing has been really great this year, and I'm watching a lot more of it. Like I said, Daytona is the top dog as far as I think. But so those are the odds on ESPN's article. So they're doing some coverage of this game. I mean, there's let's see. They have an article about AJ McCarron going deep to Hakeem Butler for an 80-yard touchdown. Ooh, that's interesting. We're not going to get into it because we're at an hour right now, so we're going to go ahead. I want to try and incorporate, see what ESPN, because they're doing a little bit more coverage on the thing. Coverage on the USFL. So let's see what else we got. So that's that's about it for what I have for this hour show. I appreciate you being here. And as far as watching, it's been this flowed a little bit. I had a little problem getting the broadcast started, but it flowed a little bit better as far as we have after 5 weeks, we have a certain format. I like that, the workflow of the and the outline that I have to do this broadcast. So I'm enjoying that. And just getting down the idea of starting the broadcast. I know how to bring up Facebook, and but the YouTube is a little touchy sometimes. I guess it just didn't like it. I think it's because I confirmed that it was me on my YouTube channel, and but YouTube is. But like I said, overall, the Rumble Studios is working out really well, and I am really enjoying using it as far as to present something I like watching and just express. And that's what all this broadcasting is about, for me at least, is just to express the fact that I'm out there, how I feel about the football and stuff like that. And if you have a chance to broadcast, I strongly, some of the broadcasts, I don't know. I got, sometimes I scratch my head. It's like, okay, what's this all about? But it's fun to watch. It's I can honestly say that that, and also listening to podcasts. I've been listening to quite a few podcasts, some podcasters I haven't listened to in years over there on Spotify. And I do the Spotify. I do a podcast, audio podcast on Spotify for podcasters, which is on Spotify. So it's got me looking at Spotify. Then I never really looked at Spotify. So, and the UFL, it's not for everybody, but I tell you, I'm fully vested in it. Where I'm a big fan of it. I do watch it. I'm starting to know a little bit more about the players. Especially Jake Bates. I mean, first impressions are lasting impression. You kick a 64-footer to win the ball game with 3 seconds left. That's a lasting impression. And I can't imagining him not being in the NFL next year. So I said that here, and there's a lot of other people saying that too, not just me. Oh, okay. Okay, Captain Rehab. Are you still there? I see where you just were kidding. Yeah, that yeah, my mod caught that. Captain. No. Don't go that far, my friend, okay? I think you know me long enough to where I know you were just kidding, but I'd like to keep it I just see the comment that popped up on the moderation. And some people will say that that's what I do when I'm playing the game. Just so you know what you said, stuff like that. Just Captain Rehab being funny, and I don't take any offense for that, Captain Rehab, but that is going just a tad over the line. Matter of fact, if the mod didn't catch it, I'd probably be just pausing and deleting it and stuff like that, because I try and keep it clean and respectful, and I think you know that. So though we have our good big Juice Steve from Ohio, he says he gets on this taking a shower bit, but that's coming in from our good friend Jim Figerty, Lamb, on the Jim Figerty account. So I just noticed that. I'm old enough to laugh at that, okay? But well, I'm not going to talk about it, okay? Just I'll tell you later. The missus is curious now. She'll get a laugh out of it and stuff like that. It's adult humor and stuff like that. So,
believe me, with my family, I've heard everything.
Yeah, she's heard everything. Yeah, we as far as if you have an extended family, you've heard everything there is to hear. So, and whatnot. So we're at our hour mark. We're going to go ahead and exit stage left here, folks, and we're about an hour and 15 minutes before the first game there. So you all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. This is Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on X. We're also broadcasting right now on X Live, so hello to everybody there on X Live. At Fireman Rich also on Truth Social, Blue Skies, Instagram Threads, and on the public Facebook, all one word, The Real Fireman Rich. And we're broadcasting. Let's see, do we have anybody over on the Facebook? No, nobody on the public Facebook. Okay, so that's okay. Nobody on the Facebook. I wonder if this goes to both Facebooks. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so you all have a great one wherever you may be. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, let me get down here. Peace. Take care, folks. I want to say thank you to our good friend Tony D for being here, coming in from what's that? No, he's down there with Warner Robins, but he's having breakfast at the Crackle Barrel with his son. Yeah, ooh, you hear that, Tony? If you're still there, and thank you, Captain Rehab, for coming in. Also, to have a little fun. Take care. You all have a great one. Ciao for now.